Hey Jamie, this is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. I am so sorry that this is a few days late getting to you, but I'm shooting this video to show you how your business is stacking up against your competition online and to give you some steps you can take to improve things. Now, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking at three things: content, citations, and backlinks. So those are the things that I'm going to be talking about during the course of this video. Now, content simply refers to the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words at a minimum on the page. That allows it to get a really good idea of what you do, where you are. The exact amount is going to depend on the competition and also the number of keywords that you'd like to use or that are needed. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So let's look at what a Google search might look like for you guys. So I tried a couple. The first one was discount real estate broker, Jacksonville, Florida, because that was the most closely aligned that I could see. And what I found is there's a lot of kind of ads coming up first. And then you've got your map pack. So normally this is at the top of the page, but there were a lot of sponsored listings up at the top. So that's why it's kind of pushed down a little bit further. But this is what we call the map pack. So the top three people listed here are going to get the most traffic because it's super easy to find. They're listed usually right away. And there's a lot of information at people's fingertips, so to speak. The way to get in these top three is to, one, you have to have a Google business profile. You need to then have it filled out as completely and accurately as possible. And the third thing is you want to have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. So there are tons of directories out there. Everything can almost be counted as that, like Yelp or Yellow Pages. Even Facebook can be one. But the idea is that really the more times you have that happen, your name, address, and phone number in the exact same format, the more power it gives your profile, because every one of those is considered a citation. Your brand, because of those citations, begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger that online presence is, the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. Now, below that is what we have the organics, and the organic just means not paid. Ideally, you want to be in the top three here as well. By being in the top three of both, you'll see a 30% increase in traffic to your website. Now, the top organic result is actually this PrimeRealtyInc.com. And then there's also MyFloridaHomesale.com. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to review both of those in comparison to you guys. Now, I've got your website pulled up here, and it looks great. I love the pictures. Obviously, real estate pictures are super important. You've got a good amount of content. You've got just under 1,000 words. I think I did a counter on it. Yeah, so 972. You've got everything. It flows really nicely. You've got call to actions out here, for sell your home buyers. You've got a video here. So anyway, it looks really, really good. If we look, in fact, as far as content goes, you are actually above Prime Realty. I checked their content, and they were actually only at about 300 words, under 300. But where they're beating you is some of the other things. So we're going to talk about that as well. So when I am looking at a website, I use a tool called Ahrefs to analyze it. And when I did that, I can see that you are getting about 2 visits per month on average. That is being driven from about 20 keywords. And I can drill down and see what those are. So obviously 1% lists, 1% lists. These are very inherent to your name. That's your name, First Coast Realty. So for all of those, looks like you are looks like the highest position is probably about position 12. Obviously, the lower the number, the better. You want to be higher in those search results. You want to be in a low position number. But I don't see, there's not a ton of what I would call buyer intent, although this one was sell for 1%. So that particular search is being done 40 times per month. You are in position 66 for it though, so it's not generating any traffic. The top keyword that you're being found for is 1% list. That is being searched for 200 times per month. But because you guys are in position 16, it's only generating about one unique visitor per month. Now, in contrast, if we take a look at Prime Realty, I can see that they're actually getting 531 hits per month, and that's being driven from 605 keywords. So let's take a look at those. So Prime Realty, obviously their name, retail properties. Let's see what else. Let's see if there's a similar retail real estate. Trying to find one that'd be really good. Supernova, property retail. Selling commercial real estate, that might be one. So that is being searched 200 times per month. However, they're in position 21 for that, so it's not really giving them any traffic. Most of their traffic is coming from these other keywords. So Prime Realty being a very strong one, that is the name of their company though. Retail property, that's being searched 250 times per month, and they're in position 3 for that. So it's decent volume. And because of that, they're getting 28 visits per month. So you can see what a difference it will make to properly target what it is you're looking for, or what people are looking for if they're going to call you. And then this is Minna Reed. That's at myfloridahomesale.com. So she's not getting any traffic yet at all. She's got 5 keywords starting to pop. And most of that is just related to the name of her company. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is what we call backlinks. A backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another via clickable or hyperlink text. So these links act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google again uses to build trust in your business because it sees these other businesses vouching for you. It's kind of like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins, but not all links are created equal. So Google takes a weighted approach to that. The links that are local will count. They like those a lot. Links that are relevant. So relevancy is super important. Like, for example, having a link from a pizza shop may not make sense to Google, but having a link from another real estate agent or a mortgage broker makes a ton of sense to that algorithm. So it will count that kind of link more. So this tool that I use also allows me to get a glimpse into how your backlink profile is looking. So because not all links are created equal, I don't pay so much attention if I'm trying to compare websites between the number of backlinks, because you could have a ton of backlinks, but if they're not any good, it's not going to really do you a whole lot of good. So instead, I look at these 2 scores. This DR being kind of how powerful are the links coming into you in general, and the UR being how relevant or how trustworthy are they. So ideally, you want these numbers to be as close to each other as possible because you want the ratio to be 1, and you're pretty close. So this is on a scale of 0 to 100. So you're scoring about a 6 on the power scale rating for your backlink profile and about a 7 on the trustworthiness. If we look at Prime Realty, they're at a 14 and 18. So this is kind of where they're overtaking you. They've got more powerful and more trustworthy links coming in, and generally more of them. But this is, again, allows us to compare apples to apples. And if we look at the My Florida Home Sale, it's got a perfect ratio, but that's really because it's only one link coming in. So they're relatively, they're an 8 on the power scale and an 8 on the trustworthy scale. So, as all of these things come together, obviously the content, the backlinks, and the citations, that's when you begin ranking higher and higher, and more customers will find you. I hope you found this information helpful. Would love to hear some feedback on it. If you do find yourself wanting to know more, or your broker wants to know more, feel free to reach out and I can help with some more information. I know we are scheduled to talk next week, so I wanted to make sure I definitely got this out to you before then. And the other thing is I can always do research and figure out, based on your goals, what's going to be realistic and how I might be able to help with those goals. Again, my name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next week.